Hey, what's going on guys? So in this one we'll be going through adding turrets. It's going to be nice and simple, so let's just get straight to it. All we need to do is we need to add two sprites. We need one for the turret and one for the bullet. I've got this sprite here already set up, so again you can use whatever you'd like. It's dead simple, it's just a circle and a rectangle basically, just to show where it's shooting from, as we're going to be rotating from this point here. What we're going to do is we're going to set this right here, the origin, and we want to push this up to where you want it to be. So for me, like I just mentioned, we want it so that it rotates around here like this. Collision's fine as it is, and then that's that for this. We'll call this turret. And then what we want to do is we want to add two behaviors to this. We want to add a line of sight, and we want to add an actual turret behavior. So if we head into behaviors, there's actually a predefined behavior called turret. So we can add this. And as you can see, we now get all the different properties right here. We also want to add another behavior, and we want the line of sight. So this is going to allow us to actually set up the turret behaviors, and then the line of sight is going to be, we're going to be able to use that to determine when and when not to actually fire at the character. So once you've added these behaviors, we're going to head over, and I'm just going to, so let's increase the range a little bit. And then for the obstacles, we want to make this custom. We'll again set this to 600. So it matches the turret, and we'll keep the cone view 360, so it's got a full 360 view. Okay, great. Next, what we want to do is we want to actually add a bullet. So we'll just search again, add a sprite. I've got a sprite here again. Just use a simple circle or something like that if you'd like. So we've got the bullet, and then what we want to do is we want to actually give this a bullet behavior. So again, just search bullet like this. And we'll leave this for now, we can always tweak this. So we've now got a turret and a bullet. So once you've done this, let's head to the event sheet. So the first thing we want to do is when you initialize the level, is we want to set the turret behavior to enabled, and we want to make it so that it targets the player. So to do this, we're going to go to system, we're going to do another on start of layout, and we're going to say turret set enabled, and we're just going to hit this here. So on start of layout, enable the turret, and then we want to turret, acquire target, and then we're just going to set character. So on the start of the layout, set to enabled, and lock onto the character. Now what to do is we want to set up the shooting, so dead simple, we're going to say, so once again, we'll go turret, on shoot, and then we just want to spawn the bullet we created, so we're just going to go turret, spawn another object, bullet, and then just make sure it's on whatever is your main layer. Hit done. And then finally, for the actual shooting mechanics, what we need to do is we need to add again, we're going to do another event, and we're going to say turret, we're going to say has line of sight to position, has line of sight to object, and then we're going to set character. So if the turret has a line of sight of the character, and then we can just copy this up here and we can paste this in. So if it has line of sight, we're then going to acquire the target character. And then lastly, another thing that you could add is you could set something like, so for the bullet, you could say on collision with, and then this is where you could just basically add all the items you want it to interact with and destroy. So let's just say for now we'll say tile map. So if it collides with the tile map, and then we just want to destroy the bullet. So bullet destroy. And then you could just clone this into all the different things you want. So for example, we had a door in the previous video, so you could set this to door. And this would just be how you do it so that the bullets don't just keep flying off and keep going. We need to head into the turret. We want to add a new image point, and we want to drop this all the way to the bottom of the gun, like so. Once we've done this, we can head back to the event sheet, and then we want to spawn this on image point 1. One quick thing to mention is you will actually need, so you'll need an instance of your bullet either in your level somewhere to start off with, or what you can do is you can create a separate layout, and you could call that like an object directory. And basically this is where you could hold like your particles, bullets, things like that, where that just allows it to actually keep a hold of all the properties you've set. Whereas so let's see, as you can see here, we can see all our properties, but if I delete this and I selected it here, there's no instances set. So what that would do is if we hit play without that set, so we'll spawn the bullets but the properties have not been registered. Whereas if we drag this into the scene and hit play again, so as you can see, now it's shooting the bullets. Now you'll have to tweak this and just make sure the rotation matches your sprite. And then to make it damage your player when it hits, all you need to do is you just need to duplicate one of these here. And instead of collision with the door, we'll set character or player, whatever you've named them. And then we'll still destroy the bullet. But before we do that, we want to call a function damage, which we created before. If you've not been watching or you've not set that up, you could just simply, depending on how you set up your character, you would just, however you've done your damage, you just put that here. So collision with the character, damage, and then destroy the bullet. Let's test this. As you can see, it damages the player, and there we go. So great, that's it for this one, guys. It's just a quick one, and you just have to tweak this around, make sure your actual assets match the range and things like that. But yeah, take care, and I'll see you next one.